learning is that one of the privileges superwealth brings you is a chance to rise above your social standing. And yet some would say no amount of money can ever buy you class. But if you have the cash, can you buy it for your kids? The super rich are increasingly investing in their family's future status. If you start with the basics of getting into high society, surely you have to do that at school. First generation can have money, but if they really want to get their family in there, it's through school, isn't it?
Use your children.
The right school, send them to the right school, pay for them to be at the right school. All their mates, all their friends are from the top echelons. You can't go wrong.
I think for a lot of these private and public schools, especially when they're boarders, those friends often become friends for life. We want to know if a private education really can give your child a leg up the social ladder, and what does it cost?
This is Stowe School in Buckinghamshire. In the mid-1800s, it was the private home of Viscount Cobham, who at the time was one of the country's richest men. But since 1923, younger members of high society have been coming here to be educated. And today, it costs over £30,000 a year to send your child here.
This would be called assembly, because it's where the headmaster would gather all the boys together and conduct a roll call.
It may be a princely sum, but for that your child will live and learn in one of the grandest houses in the country, set in 750 acres.
If you look up,
It's amazing.
you will see the wow factor.
Wow.
Very much the wow
Absolutely
factor.
right. But the fees are just the start. Once you throw in uniforms, books and field trips, to privately educate your child for more than 5 years can cost you north of £300,000.
Well, for that I'd expect a bit of social climbing.
Do people not feel connected, or they want to be connected through Stowe, to high society, to the shakers and movers, to the top people in the business world?
I don't think that's necessarily something that comes from Stowe. I think it comes from aspiration. Now, obviously, when you're in a place like this, you are inspired by the people who've gone before. So it isn't just about being part of the international glitterati. It's about connecting with a deeper and a perhaps more profound intellectual past.
Stowe's alumni is like a who's who of success stories. Sir Richard Branson, David Niven, and most recently Superman himself, Henry Cavill, are all old Stoics.
It's also been in the papers for its royal connections. 2 former girlfriends of Prince Harry, Chelsea Davy and Cressida Bonus, both came here.
So do the pupils feel it's a good way to get ahead in life? I thought I'd ask the head boy. For your parents, it's been a big investment. What would you say to them as regards a return on their money? Do you think it was money well spent?
Yes, I do. I mean, my dad would probably kill me if I said it wasn't. Definitely get your money's worth.
The cost may be high, but Stowe seems positively cheap compared to the most expensive school in the world. Le Rose in Switzerland costs £80,000 a year to attend, but no less than 7 former monarchs have been educated here. So it's a good place to meet a future king. Harry, you're mixing with the creme de la creme of society here at this school. Are you aware that that's going to be a passport for you in future life to high society?
I think you are very aware of who people are here, especially when they are from, as you say, the creme de la creme of society.
So business families, diplomats, that sort of thing,
Yes, we're aware of the fact that there will probably be some very helpful friends in later life, but you don't consider that. You just get on with your studies and you have a good time with your friends, no matter who they are.
You feel that there is something about being here that is going to form you as a man for the years ahead?
Yeah. And I think we're especially lucky having girls here. I was at a...
It never happened to me for 14 years. No, I had boys only where I went.
I was at a prep school with all boys. And I'd literally never spoken to a girl before I came here. And suddenly you're absolutely surrounded by them. And it is quite an odd experience, but you just get used to them and you feel a lot more comfortable around them. Women are half of the world. And to take that half out of your education, I think, is is a massive loss, and for us to have that, we're really lucky.
You'll go far. The fact that women are so important to you, I'll stand by you well.
Tuition fees have tripled at public schools in the last 10 years, and with millionaire parents becoming ever more picky, all the top schools are having to find new ways to attract new money. At Stowe, not only can your child board, their horse can too.
When I was at school, all we had was a mouse in the lab.
Headmaster, I have never seen anything like this before, nor did I expect anything like this. So basically, the pupils can not so much bring their pets, but bring their horses to school.
There are a few other schools that have stables, but we want to be unique, we want to be different, we want it to stand out. And when you see horses cantering around the fields or on the cross-country course, it somehow works for Stowe.
How much would it cost me to bring my horse to school?
If you have to ask the question, Emma, you probably can't afford it. Ask for a pay rise.
So do the pupils have to ever come and muck out and groom? And...
No, we do all the day-to-day care of the horses, so they just come down in the afternoons and ride them.
How lovely. I suppose for some of these pupils, this is what they're used to at home, perhaps.
Yeah. They often come from families that, have had horses for generations.
I'm thinking back to my school, and it doesn't really compare to this.
We didn't have any sports fields, did you?
We didn't have any horses either.
I can see the benefits of investing in your child's future, but it may be a while before you see a return. What if you want a slice of upper-class life right now? The answer is to buy your very own country pile. This is Ainhoe Park in Oxfordshire. On the outside, it's an imposing